All right, in this quick cast, I want to talk about what does it take for you to even trust someone to hire them as an assistant. Now, I have some previous videos on how to figure out what exactly you need to delegate and what you're hiring for. That's our delegation strategy. I've also talked about what you need to have in place to hire an assistant, which is, by the way, the answer is if you don't need SOPs in place, you need an idea of some specific things. So I will re-link those videos for you to check out. But we specifically want to move away from those maybe more logistical hiccups and talk about the trust hang up. So sometimes we don't bring on help because we just can't bring ourselves to trust someone else to do the things for us. We're afraid it's going to get done wrong, done late, not done how we want it, or we just can't let that person see all our intimate, messy numbers or inboxes and all that stuff. So what really does it take for you to trust someone and allow somebody to help you? All right. So there is a little bit of like blind faith, blind trust. We've got to have innocent until proven guilty mentalities going into working with somebody. But how do we get to that point? In our interview process, whether it's the screening questionnaires, looking at their resumes, or interview questions, all of that needs to boil down to, do we have chemistry with this person? Is there a vibe? Could I have a normal conversation with them? Could I have lunch with them and like not cringe throughout the entire conversation? So important, especially in an assistant role, because they see all your mess. They tend to end up being your confidant at some point. We need to have that good vibes chemistry with them. Second point, interview process is really trying to tell us competence. Maybe they don't have competence on all our technical skills. That's also something I've talked about before on technical versus soft skills. But we've got to be able to trust their competence, that they're going to be able to figure out how to do their job. I might be able to explain some things, train them on some things. Overall, how they have conducted themselves and presented themselves in the interview process shows me that they can handle the type of work that I need them to do. So those are really the two things you have to have from day one with an assistant. Now, overall, there is like a growth journey to trust. So between onboarding them on day one through like the first 2 months, this is solidifying trust. So you as the owner are coming to them with a I will trust you until you prove me I can't trust you mentality. And now they are going to show you, hey, you can trust me. I will prove myself to you. That's really their jobs in the first 60 days. How is that going to happen? They're going to show me, hey, when I'm explaining stuff, you can catch the gaps in my logic, the gaps in my processes, and ask really good clarifying questions. You can show me that even if I don't give you all the instructions and you can go figure something out, you're going to be able to do things in a timely manner and in the way that they should be done. Maybe there's a few minor mistakes here and there, but overall, you can do what needs to be done well. And then if there are mistakes, you show me that you can receive feedback. That's what I'm looking for in that first month or two. And after that period, after 60 days, this is where trust is really growing. So we've had a little bit of trust. It was like a hopefully this sticks when we solidified it in those first 2 months. And then after that, we want to see it grow and flourish and bloom like a wonderful flower that it needs to be. And so how does that happen? So here's where I'm going to give you more challenging tasks. I'm going to ask you more outcome-based stuff rather than go do this. Like, hey, can you figure out this? Hey, can you make sure that this outcome valuable thing, whatever happens, then they're going to go execute. And then what I also want to see from assistants in this time period is that they are coming up with ideas. A lot of people want to see that proactiveness from day one. Sure, there's going to be some minor things that they might be able to say, hey, this process could be better, but I'm looking for innovative ideas on other ways you can support me beyond what I've said I need help with. I need you to show me that, hey, you can get to know me better than I know myself. So they're coming up with ideas, and I want to see them adapt. For instance, adapting to my communication style. So usually when an assistant first starts, they over-communicate things with me. Awesome. Over time, I want them to notice that I am a medium level person. Okay, I need a little bit of detail and a little bit of high level. If you only give me high level, there will always be a lot of follow-up questions, and that will get tiresome for me. If you always give me too much detail, I'm going to end up skimming your messages, not reading all of it, and missing something. If you give me medium detail, usually I have what I need, and I say, okay, cool. Or sometimes I ask for some of those smaller details if I'm really interested in what needs to happen there. But I want to see them adapt and figure out that communication style with me. An assistant adapting to you could look at like a lot of different ways, but that's what we want to see, that they're being innovative with us and they're adapting. And that's how that trust is going to grow. So again, we've got baseline, hiring, I'll trust you till you prove me wrong. That happens kind of to get us to day one and help us decide like, yeah, we're going to hire this person. Then we've got prove it to me that I can trust you. And then we've got the flourishing, blooming, growing trust. And that's how you really get started with an assistant and getting out of your comfort zone from holding all of it all together yourself to allowing someone to help you and to take things off of your plate.